Hello, my name is Javon, and this is my final exam recording. I'm going to answer 6 questions, and hopefully I can get an A. First question: explain the basic concepts of social work interviewing. I think the basic concepts is you have to be a good listener. You have to understand. You have to know the right questions to ask. You have to gain the trust of your client to let them know that you're in a safe place and things are kept in confidentiality. You have to get them relaxed because, as of course, most people tend to talk a lot more when they're in a relaxed state of mind. You have to remember that you cannot judge that person because there may have been a million people judging them before they walked in your office. So you have to let them know that you don't care what brought them here. You don't care how they got in that situation. All you want to do is help them to fix it. So they must know that you are there to support them. And those are just a few basic concepts of social work. But as long as you can gain the trust of your client, and your client feel like they can tell you everything and open up to you, then you're bound to have a successful interview as long as you ask the right questions. What helping processes are involved in the stages of social work practice? There are many helping processes that are involved. Number one, you have to encourage your client, no matter what type of plan you want to implement, because you have to implement a plan. You have to encourage your client and motivate your client to follow the plan and stay focused and make them feel like that they can conquer the world. There's nothing that they cannot do. So you have to be their supporter and their mentor and their motivation. And you also have to be their drill sergeant, and you have to let them know that no matter what, I'm rooting for you. So even when they think about that they might fall, they know that they have other people that are rooting for them, that are on their side. And you have to make sure that you identify their strengths and let them know that there are things that they are great at, if not extravagant at. So you are their encouragement. They're there for a reason, and it's because they need you, and you have to let them know that you're going to be there. Define the roles of social workers and human services workers in modern society. Wow. Social workers, depending on, whatever it is you do, they are or should always be there. They should be that friend who doesn't judge you, that friend who doesn't know you yet, so they can't judge you, that friend that no matter what you tell them, they still won't judge you. They'll help you. They're viewed as go-to people. I actually work for the VA, and I know a lot of the senior citizens really depend on their social workers to be there and help them get through problems, and just that person that they can talk to get things off their chest that may cause them to not be able to follow their implemented plan. So social workers, as I said before, they're that go-to person. They're always there. They know what to say. They know what to do. So they're that go-to person, social workers. How would an effective social worker develop a plan to assist individuals with enhancing day-to-day social functioning? If I came across a client who was antisocial, depending on why they were antisocial, maybe some things that happened in their past. Hopefully it's nothing genetic, hopefully not autism or things like that. But if I did come across a client who was antisocial, first I would want to get to know what caused them to be this way. Maybe they were born shy. Maybe something happened in their life. And then I would be able to put together a plan depending on what they said. If they went through trauma, maybe I can find a group that person can attend, and other members they can talk to that went through similar things. So depending on why that person felt the need to be in a box, it would direct which way me as a social worker would put together a plan. But that plan, of course, would assist with outings, hopefully joining maybe a bowling league, or going to church if that person is religious, or maybe taking a walk in the park, just having a conversation with a neighbor, talking about the weather. When you walk past someone, hey, you have a nice shirt on. I would try to implement things that would be easy for that person as baby steps, and then broaden them as that person conquers those goals. How do social workers demonstrate effective listening and communication skills during a clinical interview? As I said before, one of the most important concepts is being a good listener. So, of course, if you're listening and your client is saying, after I got off the phone, I felt very overwhelmed, I had an anxiety attack, you would, of course, want to ask, well, what was that conversation about? Who were you talking to? When did you realize you were starting to feel anxiety? Things of that nature, to let that person know that you are paying attention to what they are saying, and you do understand that that can happen. How do social workers express empathy within a interview? During an interview, you have to let your client know you understand how certain situations can happen. If you have a drug user, you don't want to sympathize that person for using drugs. You want to be, empathetic. Let that person know, I understand how that can happen. It's going to be a tough journey, but you'll get through it. I'm going to help you get through it. If you come across a person who's depressed, I understand how you can become depressed to where you don't want to be here anymore. I understand how you can become stressful when you lost your job. I understand. You have to let your client know that you do understand what they're going through. It can happen to anyone. So as long as your client knows that, and they know that you're not judging them, and they gain your trust, you are more than likely going to have a successful client, and you're going to be able to help that client maintain healthy goals every day, and be able to progress through life, hopefully. So there are many other things that many skills that a social worker has, that it takes, and that's why I'm in school, to find out. So thanks for watching. I hope this was enough. Have a good day.